Okay, guys. So yesterday we discussed about the firewall. Okay. Okay. See, uh, I'll give you a quick overview of it. So you have a switch connected to router, router to firewall. Okay. Understand the flow, guys. If you understand this flow, and this firewall will be easy. So can you tell me someone who is going to, for example, if this PC is trying to accessing a google.com website, so who is going to generate the traffic, Rachit?
Satya, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, who is going to generate the traffic? If my PC, see, this is my PC. Okay, I opened a browser and I'm typing www.google.com. Okay, so there should be some processes going to be happening at the backend. So that is called as a traffic generation. So traffic generation is doing by the PC. What exactly the traffic generation means?
Headers will be there.
Yeah, so what will be the headers will be there now when you type google.com? So first will be application layer and then transport layer, network layer, data link layer. Okay, so all these headers will be created by the PC. Once this headers is created, it will forward the packet to the switch. So switch works at layer 2. Yeah, hello. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ashwini, you joined?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so this PC is going to generate the traffic. Okay, once the traffic has been generated, right, it will be forwarded to the switch. The switch look at the layer 2. Okay, in layer 2, specifically look for the destination MAC. For the destination MAC, which interface is connected, so that will forward the packet, okay, the entire packet to this interface to the router. The router is going to do the route lookup. Okay, based on the destination network, it will try to find out the egress interface or the next hop and forward the packet to the firewall. See, here there are two things that firewall will do. Okay, one is the packet flow through the firewall. Not two things, only one thing. When a packet is coming and hitting to the firewall interface, right? Okay, it is going to do some few basic information that we'll discuss in some time. Okay, so what does the firewall is going to do now here? It's going to filter the traffic. When the packet is coming and hitting to the firewall, so firewall is going to inspect that packet. Inspect the traffic or packet. Okay, it's going to inspect the packet and it's going to check whether is this packet is being permitted or not. Okay, so first let's get into the packet flow to the firewall. Okay, I think if I say that one, it will be very interesting and will be very easy to understand. So guys, so this is the firewall. Now from the router, we are getting a packet to the firewall. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the firewall zones. We have a trusted zone and we have an untrusted zone. Trusted zone means, so if the packet is coming in this direction, see this is if any packet is coming behind the firewall, okay, within the LAN. If a packet is coming within the LAN and hitting to the firewall, ingress interface. See, I'll be keep asking the questions, guys. This is very, very important. Basics, very basics. This is egress interface. Understand the terminology. Terminology is very, very important. When a packet is coming and hitting to the firewall interface, if it is hitting to the ingress interface, then it is a trusted zone. If a packet is coming from the outside and it is hitting to the egress interface, then it's an untrusted zone. This is untrusted is nothing but the WAN side, and the trusted is nothing but the LAN side. Any questions on this one? Guys, any questions? Rachit?
Satya, what is this
Yeah.
egress?
Egress, see, in other terminology, this is called as an incoming interface, and this is an outgoing interface. Okay, but in our networking terminology, we call it as a ingress and egress. But you can also call it as incoming interface. This is also outgoing interface. That is no problem. Okay, but later on, right, if you use to this terminology, right, it will be very good. Okay.
Okay.
So this side, it is called as a trusted zone. Okay, if any packet is going from LAN to the firewall, from LAN, from local area network to the firewall, that is called as an ingress interface. If any packet is coming from WAN to the firewall, that is a outgoing interface or egress interface. Now, once the packet is coming and hitting the firewall interface, right? Okay, so your firewall is going to check whether the packet is coming from trusted zone or untrusted zone. That is the first thing it's going to check, whether the packet is coming from trusted zone or untrusted zone. Okay, any questions as of now? Any questions, guys? See,
No,
I'll be
Satya.
asking, make a note of it. This is called as a packet flow through the firewall. See, so far we have seen packet flow through the switch, packet flow through the router. Now we are seeing packet flow through the router. When a packet is going and hitting to the switch, right? Switch is going to look at the MAC table and find out the destination MAC, okay? And forward the interface and forward the packet on that interface where the destination MAC is connected. When a packet is coming and hitting to the router, okay, so what router will do? Router is going to check it in the routing table for the destination network and finds the next stop and forward the packet. Now, similarly, when the packet is coming and hitting to the firewall interface, right? First, it's going to check, there is a series of steps is there. Okay, in that first step, it's going to check whether it's coming from a trusted zone or an untrusted zone. Okay, it's going to check whether it's coming from trusted zone or untrusted zone. Any questions so far?
It will be in the policy, Satya.
No, it's not in the policy. The policies is different. It will come back in the next, in the next steps, you will see the policies. Okay, for example, let's take it, this is a gated community. Okay, so you have a security guy. Okay, so what the security guy will do, if any car is coming, okay, if any car is coming from here, he will allow, right? He's going to stop it. No, he's not going to stop. But if any unknown car is coming from outside to inside, now this gated community guy, this security wala guy, is going to stop your car and is going to identify, is going to ask your identity. Once if your identity is approved, then only he will allow the car inside. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Satya.
Similarly, here also the same thing. Okay, so when the packet is coming and hitting to the firewall interface, first it's going to check whether it's coming from inside or outside. Okay, you can also inside or outside. Okay, inside is nothing but the trusted zone, outside is nothing but your untrusted zone. Okay, any questions? Ashwini? Clear?
Understood, sir.
Okay, now what is the next step is going to do now? It's going to check, okay, all the parameters are correct or not. So it's going to validate the source IP, or I can say source port, destination port, okay, source IP, destination IP are valid or not. It's going to run the algorithm. It's going to verify all the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port are valid or not. Okay, first it's going to check whether it's coming from a trusted or untrusted zone. And next it's going to validate the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port are valid. I mean, these are the correct addresses or not. It's going to validate. Any questions as of now?
No, Satya.
All good
No.
so far? Now from here
No.
onwards, it will be little complicated. Okay, so these two things are nothing much. Okay, first it's going to check whether it's from which interface it is coming, trusted or untrusted, and it's going to validate all the parameters like source port, destination port, source IP, destination IP are valid or not. And after that, it's going to do the NAT lookup. What do you mean by NATing, guys? Basic understanding of NATing.
Changing private IP to public.
Okay, see, let's draw a quick scenario here. What would be this address? It should be which IP address? Anyone?
Which IP address, Satya? Which one you're asking for?
No, here, this is my firewall. Okay.
Hmm.
So which IP address I have to configure here? Which range of IP address?
Private IP address.
No, which range of IP address? No, it's going to be this.
Asking.
Okay. And this is your WAN. Okay. This is trusted. This is untrusted for firewall. Okay. So guys, carefully listen here. I'll give you brief introduction about the NAT and we'll talk about NAT concept. It takes one day to explain the complete NATing. Okay. The next class will be on NATing only. So NAT. Okay. See, we have, so this PC is trying to accessing a Google server. Okay. Carefully listen, guys. Very, very important. Okay. When this PC is accessing a Google server, okay. So you'll go to the browser and you'll type www.google.com. What will happen, Rachit, at the back end? When you type google.com and press enter, what will happen?
PC will send the packet to the switch.
Okay, what does this
And
packet contains?
it will have source IP, destination IP.
Okay. See,
Source
okay.
destination.
So when you type www.google.com, so first, okay, you're typing in the browser. Okay, first DNS resolution is going to be happening. Through DNS resolution, it will find the IP address of the google.com. Okay. After finding the google.com IP address, then since you're typing in the web browser is a web server. Okay, so it will make use of HTTP protocol. This protocol will be generated in the application layer and come down to the transport layer. Transport layer is going to add, source port and destination port. Source port is PC port number. Okay, I'm taking like 2000. And destination port is a web server port number, which is 80. And also, since we are using TCP, it will take a virtual three-way handshake, SYN, SYNAC, and ACK. That will happen and come down to the network layer. Network layer is responsible to add the source MAC and destination MAC. Sorry, source IP and destination IP. Source IP address is PC IP address, which is 192.168.1.1. And my destination IP address is the IP address of the Google DNS, which has IP address of the google.com, which has been resolved through DNS. That I'm going to put 8.8.8. And now next I'm going to have the source MAC and destination MAC. Source MAC is PC MAC address and the destination MAC is this router interface MAC address. Okay, router MAC address. Now this is the packet has been generated by the PC. If anyone asks you what will happen when you type google.com now, see, first of all, it's going to resolve the DNS. If you see my document which I've gave you for packet flow, it will be very, very understanding. So this after DNS resolution, all these things will happen. So this packet capture, okay, sorry, this is the traffic generation. This entire traffic is generated by the PC. Okay, once PC generate the traffic, right, this entire packet will go to the switch. Once comes to the switch, right, switch is going to look into the layer 2 information. Okay, so it's going to look at the destination MAC. For destination MAC, where the interface is connected, and will forward to the router. Router is going to look into the layer 3 information for destination IP. For destination IP, what is my next hop? It will forward to the firewall. Once the firewall receives the packet, right? Once firewall receives the packet, it's going to check whether it's coming from a trusted zone or untrusted zone. In our scenario, it is coming from a trusted zone. Good. And it's going to validate the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port are valid or not. Okay. So once it is validated, after that, what will happen? NAT lookup. Correct? That is what I told you, right? Yes, people? Ashwini?
Yes, Satya. Meghla here.
See, guys, are you following or not?
Following, but some confusion once if you see
Where?
the video, no? Then,
Okay. Okay. So
once
NAT,
if we go through, no, then we can.
yeah,
make out.
I'll come to the NAT lookup now. Okay. So now firewall has to do the NAT lookup. Okay. Before doing the NAT lookup, guys, can you tell me what is the difference between the private IP and public IP? Rachit?
Private IP cannot be routed. It is unroutable.
Private IP just cannot be routable on the WAN, on the
WAN.
wide area. You see, you should not give the half bit answers. You should supposed to give full answers. Okay, private IP address cannot be routable on the WAN. Public IP address are routable on the WAN. Okay,
Yes.
so when this packet comes to the firewall, right? See, we have a source IP address of 192.168.1.1. Okay, so we know that private IP address cannot be routable on the internet. Internet is nothing but the WAN. Okay, so what router is going to do? Can you tell me from where the packet is coming, guys?
From LAN, that is
From LAN, trusted zone.
LAN.
Okay.
Mm.
So what is going to do now? See, since the source IP has to be source IP address is a private IP address. So this packet is going on the WAN. So no one able to recognize this source IP. So what router is going to, sorry, what firewall is going to do here? It's going to change this IP address. Okay. So it's coming from which port? 2000. Okay. So this is how the NAT table looks like. Port. What is the source IP? 192.168.1.1. And it's going to change to this IP address 2.2.2.2 and port number. It will assign a new port number, which is 4046. So NAT lookup, if the packet is coming from the LAN side, the source IP is getting translated. If the packet is coming from WAN side, the destination IP is going to be get translated. Everyone understood or not? If not, please ask me, I'll repeat. Vamsi? Ashwini?
Repeat it.
Understood, sir.
So, Avinash? I'm going very, very slow, guys. I know this would be
Repeat it.
okay. So, okay, see, when the packet, okay, when the packet is coming to the firewall. So first of all, the firewall is going to check whether it's coming from a trusted or untrusted zone. Okay, and next it's going to validate the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port are valid or not. Okay, and next is going to do the NAT lookup. So NAT lookup means, you know what do you mean by NAT? So it's going to translate the private IP to public IP and the public IP to private IP. Okay, so we know that private IP address are not routable on the internet. Okay, so what your typical firewall is going to do, it's going to remove the source IP, it's going to put its own IP address with a unique port number. That is what your NAT is going to do it. This is called as a port address translation. This is called as a NAT lookup. So right now I'm telling the NAT concept. This is the NAT concept. We have three types of NAT: static, dynamic, and PAT, port address translation. We are discussing a PAT, port address translation. Guys, understood or not the NAT concept? Rachit?
Yes, Satya.
Okay. Shall I proceed? Or anyone wants me to explain one more time? Avinash?
No.
Understood? See, you should supposed to know this concept, guys, because I mean, see, previously the basics of networking, how much is important, and this is also very, very important. Meghla, okay, shall I proceed?
Yeah, Satya.
Or still you have any confusions? You ask me if you have any confusions.
Confusions are not there, but since first time I'm listening, right? So you listen 2 to 3 times and make a note, right? Then
Okay,
I'll be able to.
I'll make short videos only. I don't want to put lengthy videos because security, it's very hard. I know this is very hard to understand for everyone. So that's why I'm going to restrict the timings to 45 minutes so that it will be easy for you to go through the videos again. All right. Okay, so this is what your NAT lookup is doing. Okay, when the pack. Okay, so after the NAT lookup, now you got some little bit fair understanding on NAT lookup. Okay, now again here from here on it will be very easy only. It will do the route lookup. After NAT lookup, right? It will do the route lookup. So what do you mean by route lookup, guys? In the firewall also you'll be having a routing table. Okay.
Router will check
Source
for
and
the
destination IP.
IP.
Destination network. Yes. So this packet is destined. See, the packet came to the router, sorry, firewall, and this packet wants to reach the Google server. So there'll be a inside the firewall, you will be having a routing table. Okay. So this routing table, inside the routing table, you should have a route to reach to the Google server. So that is what it is. Okay. If you have a routing route, if you have a you know, it's to the route lookup, it finds the next hop. It's going to find the next hop to forward the packet. Okay, so first is do the NAT lookup, route lookup. In route lookup, it's going to check the for the destination network, is there any route is configured or not. If it is configured, then it try to find the next hop interface. Okay, now next is going to be the ACL lookup. What is ACL lookup now? So there'll be, you know, so what are the packets is coming, right? So it's going to see all the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this ACL lookup means access control list. Again, this is also one of the feature in the firewall. Okay, so what this ACL is going to do? ACL is going to filter the traffic. Again, the same thing. Okay, either the traffic has to permit or deny. So for traffic is coming from the inside, whether the traffic has been permitted or not permitted. It is just So there will be a policies will be there. So you're talking about the policies, right? It's nothing but the ACL policies only. Okay, for that destination network, or the packet is coming from a source IP address of 192.168.1. Network, okay, is been allowed, is been or permitted to go outside or not. If it is permitted, okay, then the packet will go. If it is not permitted, then the packet will drop at the here. If a packet is coming with a source IP address of 192.168.1.1 is been permitted or not. See, this permit, this ACLs is right. It's based on the IP address, based on source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port as well, and source MAC and destination MAC. For example, I'll tell you here, if a packet is coming with and it is going for a destination with a port number of 80, port number 80 is going to be blocked, which means that if any packet is coming which is destined for port number 80 is going to be blocked, it will not forward. If a packet is coming with a port number of 443, it has been allowed to, it has been permitted. If it is permitted now, then the packet will flow. This is just a whether what are the traffic is coming, the traffic is permitted or not. That is called as an ACL lookup. All right, guys, any questions on this one? Ashwini, Meghla?
No, sir.
Understood.
Understood? So after ACL lookup, right? So what will happen? See, now the packet came to the firewall. First it check the trusted or untrusted, and it's going to validate, okay, and it do the NAT lookup. If a packet is coming from a trusted, source IP is getting translated. If a packet is coming from an untrusted, then destination IP is going to be get translated. Then next it's going to do the route lookup. After the route lookup, right? In route lookup, what is going to do? It's going to find the next hop interface and ACL lookup. In ACL lookup, whether the traffic has been or the packet has been permitted or not. If it is not permitted, it's going to drop the packet. Okay.
Packet.
And next is the ARP lookup, or MAC address lookup, or MAC lookup, or you can say MAC lookup. So what does MAC lookup will do? So let's come back to this diagram. Okay, so in this MAC lookup, right, what does it going to do? It's going to find out this interface MAC address and forward the packet. That is, it's going to do the ARP request again. Okay. So first it's going to do the trusted or untrusted source support. It's going to validate all these parameters: NAT lookup, route lookup, ACL lookup, and MAC lookup. In MAC lookup, right, it try to find out the next hop interface MAC address and forward the packet to the next hop. Any questions on this one? Guys, any questions? Hello, people. Vamsi, Avinash, Ashwini, Rachit.
No, sir.
See, make a note of it. So I'm going to end here. Okay, everyone, see, understand this flow, because there is, see, the openings, what I'm referring to you people, right? It is, everything is going to be based on this thing only. I can teach I can teach security right away in the beginning after completing the basics of networking, but you won't understand the flow. What will happen when the packet is going to the switch? What will happen when the packet is going to the router? You won't be able to understand. So that's why I didn't start at security in the first class. I mean, in the first, during the first time. So that's why I started with the switching, routing, and then firewall. So understand this flow. Okay, try to watch the videos. It's just only 30 minutes videos now. Okay, because 9 o'clock we have started and 9:30 now, and make a note of it, guys. So this coming Sunday, Okay, this guy who I'll stop recording. I think we are done with this today's class. Any questions you can ask me, guys?
No, Satya.